hurtin' my nose. Why, if I'd a been just a inch or a inch and a half furder, 'twould a took the whole nose and disfigured me. Here's the bullet. I hunted her up." "Did you stand there all the time?" "That's a question to ask, ain't it? What else would I do? Does I get a chance to see a duel every day?" "Why, you were right in range. Weren't you afraid?" The woman gave a sniff of scorn. "'Fraid? The Smith Pocahontases ain't 'fraid of nothin', let alone bullets." "They've pluck enough, I suppose. What they lack is judgment. I wouldn't have stood there." "Nobody's accusing you." "Did anybody else get hurt?" "Yes, we all got hit, 'cept the blonde twin and the doctor and the seconds. The jedge didn't get hurt, but I hear Pudd'nhead say the bullet snipped some of his hair off." "George," said Tom to himself, "to come so near being out of my trouble, and miss it by an inch. Oh, dear, dear, he will live to find me out, and sell me to some nigger trader yet. Yes, and he would do it in a minute." Then he said aloud in a grave tone, "Mother, we are in an awful fix." Roxana caught her breath with a spasm and said, "Child, what you hit a body so sudden for like that? What's been and gone and happened?" "Well, there's one thing I didn't tell you. When I wouldn't fight, he tore up the will again, and—" Roxana's face turned dead white, and she said, "Now you's done forever. That's the end. Both of us is gwine to starve to—" "Wait and hear me through, can't you? I reckon that when he resolved to fight himself, he thought he might get killed and not have a chance to forgive me any more in this life. So he made the will again, and I have seen it, and it's all right. But—" "Oh, thank goodness, then we's safe again. Safe! And so what did you want to come here and talk such dreadful—" "Hold on, I tell you, and let me finish. The swag I gathered won't half square me up, and the first thing we know, my creditors—well, you know what'll happen." Roxana dropped her chin and told her son to leave her alone. She must think this matter out. Presently she said impressively, "You got to go mighty careful now, I tell you. And here's what you got to do. He didn't get killed, and if you gives him the least reason he'll bust the will again, and that's the last time, now you hear me. So you's got to show him what you can do in the next few days. You got to be pisen good and let him see it. You got to do everything that'll make him believe in you, and you got to sweeten around old Aunt Pratt, too. She's powerful strong with the judge, and the best friend you got. Next, you'll go long way to St. Louis, and that'll keep him in your favor. Then you go and make a bargain with them people. You tell 'em he ain't gwine to live long, and that's the fact, too. And tell 'em you'll pay 'em interest, and big interest, too. 10% you call it? 10% a month? That's it. Then you take and sell your truck around a little at a time and pay the interest. How long will it last?" "I think there's enough to pay the interest 5 or 6 months." "Then you's all right. If he don't die in 6 months, that don't make no difference. Providence'll provide. You's gwine to be safe, if you behaves." She bent an austere eye on him and added, "And you is gwine to behave, does you know that?" He laughed and said he was going to try anyway. She did not unbend. She said gravely, "Tryin' ain't the thing. You's gwine to do it. You ain't gwine to steal a pin. 'cause it ain't safe no mo', and you ain't gwine into no bad company, not even once, you understand? And you ain't gwine to drink a drop, nary a single drop, and you ain't gwine to gamble one single gamble, not one. Dis ain't what you's gwine to try to do, it's what you's gwine to do. And I'll tell you how I knows it. Dis is how. I's gwine to foller along to St. Louis my own self, and you's gwine to come to me every day of your life, and I'll look you over, and if you fails in one single one of dem things, just one, I take my oath I'll come straight down to dis town and tell the judge you's a nigger and a slave, and prove it." She paused to let her words sink home. Then she added, "Chambers, does you believe me when I says dat?" Tom was sober enough now. There was no levity in his voice when he answered, "Yes, Mother, I know now that I am reformed, and permanently, and beyond the reach of any human temptation. Then go along home and begin." End of chapter 14.